The Bachelorette's Lee Garrett is put on blast about those racist tweets, the men tell all, and it's cringeworthy. After weeks of watching Rachel Lindsay break hearts left and right, Bachelor Nation finally got to witness all of her ex-boyfriends gather for one giant, televised reunion on Mondays. The Bachelorette, men tell all. The episode touched on everything from DeMario Jackson's secret girlfriend to Lee Garrett's incredibly offensive tweets, and it was a lot to unpack in 2 hours. Here's a breakdown of the 10 most important moments. 1. The questionable attire choices. All of them. Did no one tell DeMario that you're supposed to wear a suit to these things? Or at the very least, tuck your shirt in? 2. Surprise. Boom is still the worst. Thankfully ABC only allowed him enough screen time to utter the single boom. And that was still one too many. 3. DeMario didn't do himself any favors. DeMario had the opportunity to acknowledge, apologize and move on from the whole Lexi situation, or at the very least, calmly explain his side of the story, but alas, he did not. ICYMI, DeMario is the guy who signed up for the show while still having a girlfriend back home. After he ghosted on her, she found out that he was filming and confronted him about it on camera in episode 2. Rachel promptly sent him packing. DeMario's rant made little sense, but bizarre, seemed to incorporate as many pop culture references as possible. The sampling, below, this random chick calls in to say that she was my girlfriend. By you guys' logic, I'm Beyonce's boyfriend. I'm dating alright Hannah. Look, what did The Weeknd say? I'll only call you when it's 5:30. That's called a side chick. You can be me, I'm keeping it real. She said we dated for 6 months, but facts are facts. Show me a picture of her and I. Are there any ocular facts that her and I dated? Bill Clinton had sex with Monica. 4. Everyone was Team Kenny, all the way. The drama between Kenny and Lee this season spanned several episodes before it came to a head on an incredibly uncomfortable 2-on-1 date. Ultimately, neither man ended up with Rachel, but Kenny did win the loyalty of his fellow contestants. I think it's pretty evident if you look at it objectively that Kenny might have been the most well-liked guy in the house, and it's hard to say the same about Lee, said Dean. When you have 30 people on your side against one person, it's clear who's in the right and who's wrong. I will forever have Kenny's back in that situation. Racism feels a certain way. It's insidious. There's vitriol to it, he explained. As I was trying to make sense of it, it really just felt to me that this dude was out of his league. To me, it was very reactionary. That's what it felt like. But overall, the night ended on a high note for Kenny. Host Chris Harrison surprised him by bringing out his daughter Mackenzie, and gifted the two with tickets to Disneyland. Racism feels a certain way. It's insidious. There's vitriol to it, he explained. As I was trying to make sense of it, it really just felt to me that this dude was out of his league. To me, it was very reactionary. That's what it felt like. But overall, the night ended on a high note for Kenny. Host Chris Harrison surprised him by bringing out his daughter Mackenzie, and gifted the two with tickets to Disneyland. Lee responded by denouncing the tweets, insisting that he doesn't like racism at all. But Anthony fired back by pointing out that Lee was still refusing to own up to what they were all trying to forgive him for. The racism that is ingrained in your behavior to the point of invisibility is still pushing you to behave in a certain way towards Kenny, towards Eric, towards me, in a way that you don't even recognize, he said. Are your actions motivated by racist thoughts that are implicitly embedded in your mentality? From Penn, Rachel Lindsay on making history as first African American and oldest Bachelorette. All eyes are on me. 7. And finally, Lee acknowledged his undeniable racism. It certainly took him a while, but Lee's segment concluded with him finally recognizing that yes, his tweets were offensive, on many levels. I'm sorry for saying things when I was not educated and ignorant in those subjects, he said. The rest of the men thanked him for his honesty, and Kenny even stood up to hug it out. 8. Dean was as adorable as ever. Dean is so darn cute that we'll forgive him for that camo suit. His sit-down with Rachel was short but sweet. While he did call her out for sending him home just days after telling him she was falling in love with him, he did it in the gentlest, Dean-east way possible, and it's pretty clear there's no bad blood between these 2. 9. Rachel handled herself like an absolute queen. It certainly can't be easy facing 20-some exes all at once, but Rachel breezed right through it like the queen that she is. Rachel on reuniting with the men. I missed you guys. Not all of you. Rachel on being the first black bachelorette. I knew it would be something to talk about, but it wasn't something that we had to continually go on and on about. Race wasn't an issue for me as I was going through this season. Rachel on Kenny and Lee. I'm not in the house, so I only know what's happening right in front of me. To sit back and see things that I've never seen before, it's very enlightening. Kenny, I was disappointed in the way that you handled the Lee situation. Because Lee was Lee, I wish that you could have just realized that that was background noise and focus on the two of us. Rachel on DeMario, who 10. And she didn't waste a second telling me exactly how disappointing he was. You had such an amazing opportunity to be surrounded by different people and different cultures, and you didn't take advantage of that, she told him. I hope that in watching it back you realize that you were a part of something so great. But in case you didn't, please know that you can exit stage left and meet me backstage. I'd be more than happy to give you a Black history lesson and a lesson on women's rights. We are not worthy. The Bachelorette season finale airs Monday at 8 p.m. Set on ABC.